Hi again. Well, this is an update. I haven't filmed anything in a while, but this is where I'll show you where I'm at. I'm in the middle of doing the carpet. I'm doing the binding on the carpet right now. I'm cutting it and making the binding. On these cars are usually a rubber mat, and then they have more of a luxury package with the extra carpet. I kind of wanted to do the rubber mat, but they're quite expensive, and carpet's not cheap either, but I got a sewing machine and I can make it happen. So I basically, where it's at right now, I made all the floors underneath, put the insulation behind the floors. Also on these, you need access to get in here. So what I did, I Velcroed this in place so I could just peel it off, and I'm going to put a piece of cardboard in between there so it fills that hole right here underneath the door panel stuff. So I'm not too sure if I'm going to bind around here or just put this in. Here it is right here. This is the seats in the back. These are just, I picked these seats up on eBay. They were decent seats and just perfect for an example or as a template. So I'm going to reupholster them in red also, but in leather. In here, I didn't know how these panels went. It's kind of like I went to car shows and they're rounded like this, so I decided to just use the board that they use for door panels. And the only thing I need to do is weld or attach an angle on this side, because when I did the door jambs, I forgot to put that angle on there. But right now I just put this in place so it'll naturally go into place. And in the binding, I had to figure out where it's going to end. I might even put the upholstery. It doesn't matter, I could redo it if I had to. So what I got to do is these pieces, I'm not going to entirely glue down. I'm just going to glue down this piece, put the screws where it needs to go, and then this pocket right here for the speaker. And then after that, I'll just put the hole in there for the speaker. But as you see, it's just, I had trouble finding patterns. There's no patterns online. I just looked at pictures, internet pictures, and just guessed it from there. So you could save yourself a lot of money to make your own carpet. I used 3 yards of a German square weave carpet, which is around $100 a yard. So about $300 you could do it. I spent a little bit more because I did 4 because I made a mistake on one of the pieces, but I could have easily done it with 3. And so here it is right here. There's the seat. I'm working on the seat right now. This is wrinkled because it's just, I stitched it and it'll be all pulled apart. But these are the pieces I made for the seat. But it's the red leather. This is the original seat, and I disassembled it, flattened it to see the material allowance, to see what I had to do to make the pleats. I made it a little bit different than what they do in the factory, but this seems a pretty strong way of stitching it. So I just did the headliner too. It's underneath all this stuff. I just haven't installed it. Here's the bottoms of the seat, where I'm not sure if this is this side, but it's all going to go around I'm not too sure if I'm going to reuse the original horsehair, but it's pretty darn close to the original color. It's hard to tell with this camera because it's just an iPhone, but here it is. And also during the time I was doing it, I did the back. These pieces go on top of the seats, and when the seats fold down, this folds down with it. There's a piece of board in here too, so I don't know how that works, but I'll figure that out. As you see, I'm getting ready to make the tool pouch. I'm probably going to do it in the red leather. My wife has an embroidery machine. Maybe she'll embroider Porsche on there, something nice. I mean, it's not going to be original, but it'll match the car. Also, I did all these panels. It's hard to see, but they're all going to screw in place. back into the original thing, the original holes. There's a better picture, better lighting. But I just, used this umbrella. I'm sure that you've seen another video that I showed that, but this is where inside the doors, and these pieces will get glued in place, or maybe a little screw. But also I did the same thing here. It's just kind of thrown around because I'm getting ready to do, on the 64 up, they have the reservoir up here. And so I saw how there was a guy working on one, so I kind of seen how he did his, how his is. So what I did, I just got a little funnel on Amazon, and I'm going to weld it on here, make the hole bigger, and then this will go in place, and then I'll put the bracket in here, so it'll mimic the original reservoir. The reservoir that Porsche, if you find these for the Porsche, they want almost 100 and some change, quite expensive. And I found this on Amazon for 20 bucks. It's for a Heister forklift. It's their brake reservoir. So if you want to save a few bucks, it's almost exactly the same. The only thing you would use is use your Porsche cap, and you would never know. So what I'm going to do once this is done, I'm going to, let me move this. I only got one hand, but it's going to go right here. So that's how the 64s are, 64 65s. So I don't have to crawl underneath the car to put brake fluid in there. So that's one thing I'm going to do probably this week, get that going. Let me take you around here. I'll show you what I did with my steering wheel. I still want to do a video on that. I just haven't really had a chance to. This was my original steering wheel to the car. Try to make it look like a wood steering wheel. I put wood grain in it, and I had it chromed. At first I didn't like the shininess of the chrome, but I thought, oh, that's okay. So, but what I did is get rid of some of the plastic on the wheel, so it looks more like wood. So if you look at it, it's hard to tell on the camera, on the iPhone, but it looks pretty darn good. It's a bit shiny, but as time goes by, it'll wear out with my hands and stuff. But I just use basically wood stain and automobile clear. So what I'll do is probably do a video on that if I make myself some time. We always have time, we just have to make it. So here's my machine. What I did too is I binded my own material. So this is, as I was gonna show you as an example, but it's too hard to do it by one hand. But I just got a binding, I forgot what it is, a tool, and from Sailrite, I think it's the company. And what you do, you just get your 1.25 inch binding, you put it in there, and you just follow it around with the sewing machine, and it makes it really nice. Here's one that I made as it's done, but as you see, the binding on the carpet looks darn near close to factory. This is the factory one, and look how they did it. They started, and I did the same thing, but I just sewed it together. But the binding's almost exact in nature, how it is, but it'll look good. So I'm sorry I didn't put any more videos out there. I've been kind of busy doing things for the family and putting windows in my house and stuff. Life, you just get busy. But thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and God bless.